Hello, my name is Yvonne Thomas Clark, and this is my interpersonal communication project. As you can see, I'm about 70 years old, and I'm African American, and I love serving the Lord. And the basis of the people that I come in communication with are the people at my church. I'm retired, so I'm not in the workforce, and basically I'm at home, and I do come in communication with people, and this class interested me because of the counseling that I do at my local church. Now, according to the personality type, I have a CIS personality. My strengths are my people skills, and that makes a lot of sense. When other people think about me or see me, they seem to picture me as a mother figure. And that's probably because I am one of the older members of our church, and I am the mother of our pastor. My challenges are combination of blending with others. Because of my age and the fact that I counsel young people, teenagers, middle-aged people, married couple, but rarely those that are older than me. And I must be able to negotiate identities, how people identify themselves and how they identify with me. I must make sure that the message is sent is the same message that's received. And this can be practiced by having it repeated, having a person repeat what I've said and then having them repeat something back to me. Next. I must be aware of my own personal habits as my identity. I have to be careful of biased listening and judging when I listen. I'm reminded of the story of Sarah when the Lord told her that she and Abraham would have a son. Sarah laughed in her mind, and God heard her, and he said, "Why did Sarah laugh?" And Sarah's response was, "I didn't laugh," and God said, "You did laugh." And that's because when we think things in our mind, we express them with our body language. And people can feel, they can't read your mind, but they can feel what you're thinking. So we must have mindful listening. Mindful listening means to strive to listen to everything about the person that's talking, to take in their body language and everything that they're doing. Next. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling is taking in all the statements that the talker is giving. It's like when you take in a deep breath of air. You take in air from all around you. And when we inhale everything that the talker is expressing. Now, exhaling, that's when we're guarded. We only exhale what we have learned to do skillfully. There's an important in perception. How does the person perceive me? How do I perceive the person? And we must be able to discern without judging. And that means to understand the situation without making judgmental thoughts. Inhaling is taking in all and using words that express comfort. Next. In self-disclosure, we have ethical principles. Sometimes it's not good to do too much self-disclosure. There's the good, the pros, and the cons of self-disclosure. The interests of the patient should always dominate. When we're giving self-disclosure, it should be the help to patient or the person that's talking and not to put the focus on ourselves. There should be boundaries in self-disclosure, and we should be aware of the belief system of the person that's talking. Next. Listening without agreeing is very essential in what I do. There are times when I have to listen to sin and yet not agree with the sin and listen without judging. People resent being judged or being labeled. We should refrain from hearing what we want to hear and not hearing what we don't want to hear. It's important for me not to interrupt and for me to understand body language that is given, my body language that's given, facial expressions, and eye contact. Next. Empathetic listening. We should not use the phrase, I understand, because it's literally saying we don't understand. We should not be critical. We should show compassion without agreeing. Try to encourage safety in speaking to the talker. What that means is that the person is in a safe environment and they feel comfortable talking to you. We show genuine concern with body movements. Keep eye contact. I have to free my mind of preconceived opinions. There are times when we have opinions already made up in our mind, and our mind must be free to receive what the talker is expressing. Next. Empathetic listening should also be encouraging, reflecting, and enter the private perceptual world of the other person. In other words, we can connect with their minds. Interpersonal means for two worlds to enter together in the mind. This is when you can offer prayer. Offer praying out loud yourself. This shows the other person your dependence is on God, and we should encourage the talker to pray. Next. The meaning of interpersonal is so important because we're influencing another person's mind as our minds are being influenced also. Communication skills are not the answer alone. There must be communication skills along with compassion because people have problems. There can be times when people are crying, and we must be able to comfort them and not stop them from crying. When they have fear, when we must be able to make the talker feel safe with our words. Next. The introduction of prayer, because conversation is a form of prayer. We're talking to God, and He talks back to us. Language influences God's presence. Language of prayer gives comfort to the talker, and it asks God to come in and intercede. According to Carbonell, mature person in control of a CIS personality is able to incorporate skills along with prayer. Next. The scripture says in Psalm 62, we should pour our hearts unto God because God cares for us. And He cares for us beyond our skills and our faults. We must show empathy, genuineness, and warmth, listening to the talker's prayer. Thank you for allowing me. We must incorporate skill and prayer and dealing with unforgiveness of self and others. There must be a means of forgiveness of a person's self and their ability to forgive others. Only God can forgive sins. Pray for God to intercede and comfort with direction for forgiving. Thank you.